So what I got here is a side-by-side comparison of the iRobot 640. I bought this refurbished, had this for 5 years, so this has been lasting very long for me and very reliable. This is the Deebot N79, and this is a little bit more modern version. It has a lot of the smart feature functions, smart app, and also a remote control. So first things first, you'll notice that there is somewhat of a size difference. The diameter of this is 12.5 inches, a little bit under 13. This is 13.5 inches. So there is a 1 inch difference here. And the size really does matter because it depends on the crawl space that you want your robot vacuum to actually go into. Now, the other important aspect is the height. So there is a height difference here. So if you're going under television consoles or table consoles or just coffee tables, this here does make a difference. So that with the sensor is 3.6 inches. This here is 3.07 inches. So it has the difference of the ½ inch, which of course makes a big difference. Now, I do want to go over the battery life here. This thing here is 2700 milliamps. The original battery is 1800 milliamps. That lasts 90 minutes. This lasts 100 minutes. Now I did replace this with a 4000 milliamp lithium battery, which lasts 4 hours. And after 5 years, the battery still lasts a little bit over 3 hours. Now, I will have the links in the description area of all of these things, the batteries, a lot of the sort of accessories, and also the robots themselves. Now, the other noticeable aspect of this is the weight. So this has a good weight to it. When you individually lift it, it seems pretty heavy. And this thing is 5 pounds 6 ounces. However, this particular iRobot, the 640 iRobot that I have here, is a lot heavier. It is 7 pounds 9 ounces. What that really means is that there is some heavy machinery here. At least the so-called engine or motor seems a lot more heavy duty than this. Now, both of these I've always claimed are more like sweepers than they are really vacuums. They don't really have that much suction power versus the sweeping power. So maybe that's okay. And there is a big price difference. This is a little bit over $200 for the refurbished, and this thing is under $100, about 90 bucks. So let me go ahead and show you some of the bins. So in order to eject the bin here, you could see for the iRobot here in this particular bin, and for the Deebot here, you got this bin. Now if I put it side by side, the bin actually looks bigger for the Deebot, and it is bigger, especially when you take into account a lot of the space taken up by the filter themselves. So if I open this up, you can see the filter here, and also if I open this particular one up, you could also see the filter. So the amount of space that you have in both is taken up a little bit by the filter, but no doubt the volume of dust that could be held by the Deebot is a lot more. Now, once again, this does come with a smart app functionality, while this doesn't. This is more manual. And this also has a remote control, and I'll show you that a little bit later. Now, as far as the filter, if I take out the filter, you could see, but the filter itself takes, definitely takes up a lot of space. And this here with the filter, this coming out like this, it has an extra filter here. This is considered so-called a HEPA filter. Now, I do wash both of these with just plain water, and I just air dry it. So that in itself is the dust bins. And now let me show you the underneath. So now looking at the underside of this, you can see the two brushes and the differences between the mechanisms. So this here is a 5.5 inch brush. So from edge to edge here, that's 5.5 inches. And this from edge to edge here is actually 6.5 inches. So there is a lot more surface area that this picks up. And notice that this has a dual spinning brush here with this plastic rubber here spinning also and picking up dust. And same with the brush here, picking up dust. While for the Deebot here, it has a single brush. So what that gives you is the extra volume for the dustbin, but a limited amount of dust pickup for the brush itself. So just going side by side here, a smaller dustbin with a wider range and array of brushes here. So this does seem to pick up a lot more dirt and dust. Now the other thing you'll notice here is the difference in the heavy-duty wheels of the iRobot. So the iRobot definitely has a better build as compared to this N79. It is a lot lighter once again. So I would say this is a lot lighter. The difference is the 2 pounds between the two. So this is 7 pounds 9 ounces and this is 5 pounds 6 ounces. But the plastic itself does not feel cheap. So I imagine a lot of the difference is in the motors, whether it's the wheel motor or the suction motor that actually spins the brushes. So that is the difference, whereas the plastic itself does seem comparable as far as the exterior body and build of it. And you'll notice here the biggest advantage is that this Deebot has the dual spinning brushes, while one of the things that always annoyed me about the iRobot is this single brush. So this particular model has a single brush. And so you'll see the wheel here, this 360 spin, and this is the same thing with the 360 spin. Here's the two recharging contacts that you see. Now let me just pick this up and show you the bumper itself. So these things do bang around a lot. So you'll see this has a rubber gasket and bumper right across the front. And these things do bang a lot into the furniture. So just keep that in mind. And you could see the profile here. And I will show you this particular profile here for the iRobot. And you could see all the scuff marks from the iRobot and the bumper here. And this does not have rubber. This is all plastic. So it would have been nice if they just had a simple rubber bumper here. So just keep that in mind as you are going through and deciding. Now I would say this is both of these once again I feel are just robot sweepers more so than vacuums, but they are great for the scheduled vacuum. So I've had this for 5 years. It's very reliable, and I schedule it 3 times a week: Monday, Wednesdays, Fridays, or Saturdays. And with my 4-hour lithium battery, I can do many rooms at the same time. And so when you're scheduling every week like that, your place really gets very clean as far as the dust and all of that. Now let me show you some of the charging stations and some of the other accessories. Now this Deebot comes with 2 extra brushes here. So it has those accessories. These things aren't all that expensive either. I will have a link in the description area for the brushes. Now one thing I do want to show you is just opening this up and giving you a better look of the brushes themselves. So just giving you a close-up here of the brush. And this is removable. So you can see the brush here. And so you could buy replacement parts very easily for both of these. Both of these things are also removable. So you could see this rubber wheel, as well as this brush here that I definitely have to clean. Haven't cleaned this for a week, actually a month. So, all right, now let me show you some of the accessories here. So here you could see the accessories and recharging stations that come with both of these. Now this does have the transformer inside, which is very nice, whereas the iRobot has this big bulky transformer right here. So just keep that in mind. It's a lot more compact. It does have a smaller plug, you know, because the transformer is right in here. However, that does expand the size of this, which isn't a big deal. You could see side by side how it looks. The iRobot does have this matching sensor for, you know, going in here. Now, I have not actually had any issue with the Deebot actually finding its base station. So it does have an area here to hold the remote control. And you could see with the remote control, it has, you know, your typical, you know, scheduling, home, the Wi-Fi setup, and also, you know, the time, and you know, the auto, which turns that on. And you will see with the Deebot here, there is the Wi-Fi. So this does have the smart app that connects to your phone, and so you can activate this using your phone and doing a lot of the functionality that this remote control has. The other thing about this iRobot, while it's reliable, it doesn't have a lot of the newer stuff. The 690 series does have the smart app and the equivalent functionality as far as the Wi-Fi and the smart apps, you know, that the Deebot has. This particular one is the 640. I find I don't need the smart app stuff. You know, I just merely push the button and have it start, and that's really it. Or I have the manual schedule in the morning, cleaning this per room. Now that's really it. That's really what I want to show, and I hope this helped. And please subscribe, and thank you for watching.